So we're really excited about Freedom Street. I know that's coming up. We've talked about it. How's your health? How are you feeling?
I mean, I feel amazing. I mean, we're working on our health day by day, you know what I mean? So now I'm doing, what's the thing, Mooney? With yoga. The yoga.
Yoga?
Yes.
Oh, can you do downward dog?
I can do some doggy stuff, but...
I know about that stuff.
Okay.
You're in the lotus pose every morning now.
No, not every morning, but yeah. So I'm trying it out, you know what I mean? Still doing the whole medical thing, have some experts around, you know what I mean? We're doing our thing, we're rehearsing, we're in the gymnasium. So we had
a bit of a health scare recently. Everything is good with that?
No, that's not a health scare, that's clickbait.
Watch out, Boomshots. You have to listen to this and make the way to Merman now. So this one here, short shot, it can't stop. Boomshots!
Boomshots.
Absolute pleasure to be here. Honor, actually. So great to be sitting next to you and, you know, welcome home.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And it's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. And, you know, over the years, you know, like I always say, I only got to sit next to you one time.
Yes.
And since then, my whole career has evolved.
That one time at Montego Bay?
Yes.
Yes.
And look at us now.
Yes.
You said to me off camera, I hope we can talk about it now, you believe in God.
Yes, I do. And I was never a religious person, but going through what I've been through, I mean, it changed me, and it made me have a different perspective on what God has in store for my life. So yes, I became closer to God. Unfortunately in prison, but I mean, it is what it is. So yes, God is the greatest.
Well, as a good old Jamaican saying, nothing before the time.
Exactly, trust me.
And catching up to the time, we, no pun intended.
Exactly. Up to the time.
Congratulations on your recent Grammy nomination.
Oh, thank you very much. You know what I mean? Long overdue, Academy. But we have to big up the Academy same way, you know what I mean? It's a great feeling, it's a humbling feeling. So big up to the Academy.
Is this your first nomination?
It is my first nomination. And I mean, I've put out many big albums in the past, but most of those big albums, I was incarcerated. So I didn't really expect to get that nomination while incarcerated. So this doesn't come as a surprise, but it's welcomed. You know what I mean? Yes.
So since you've come out, congratulations on everything, but so much has happened.
Yes.
You've got a new relationship.
Yes.
Sidem.
Yes.
Shout out, big up.
Kiss me, baby.
You seem to be driving couples wild, by the way.
It's true.
So you've basically, since you've been free, got a Grammy nomination. We got Freedom Street coming out, the concert.
Biggest event.
And not only biggest event, it's going to be in the National Stadium.
Yes.
Which, you know, of course, it's not a small thing because, you know, people like Bob Marley perform there. And then my last time going there was Buju. Yeah. But I don't think dancehall has actually taken over the National Stadium.
No, I don't think so. I mean, Buju is dancehall, but I understand what you mean. So, yeah, that was the last big show in the National Stadium. Buju Banton event. You know what I mean? Big up Buju.
You're a Buju fan, eh?
Yes, of course. My name literally is Adi Banton because Vybz Kartel was three of us. It was a group. And in Vybz Kartel, the group, my name was Adi Banton. So, I mean, it still is. So, yeah.
Hopefully he'll be in the crowd.
Yeah, I think so.
But you know, you mentioned a couple of names off the top of your head when you were asked about it. I see, you know, Spice, of course, Skilly Bang, you mentioned, and then yesterday I think I noticed Popcorn is now.
Yes, definitely.
Big up the Onari Boss.
Yes.
And what can we, like, how is that going? How's rehearsals going? What catch us up to speed on what's going on?
I mean, rehearsals are going great, man. I mean, I started one Monday, we did Tuesday, we did Wednesday, we did Thursday, I think. No, we didn't do yesterday. So we're doing after. A matter of fact, after this interview, then I hit the rehearsals.
Oh.
Yeah, so Indu was there, Sheba was there, Popcorn will be there. Skilly Bang is in Dubai right now, so when he comes back, because what we want to do for the show, we don't want it to be like in dancehall. We have a saying where we say "bum rush," meaning like 50 artists on the stage passing the mic. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be like very scripted, you know what I mean, and very on time and done in a timely fashion. So that's why the rehearsals are so important, so everyone knows their time. Yeah.
So they are up to the time.
They are up to the time, yes.
Let's talk about your history, right? Because when you put it up to the time, you really were telling the world, this is dancehall in its new millennium. You created a new sound for dancehall.
Yes.
You created a movement for dancehall.
Yes.
The Portmore Empire was you putting together a collective of artists who now, I mean, you're talking about Tommy Lee, Popcorn.
He's also on the show, by the way.
Oh.
Yes.
Shout out to Tommy Lee. They became stars in their own right over the last 10 years.
True.
That must make you feel proud.
Very. It's an amazing feeling, you know. And just to say, when you said Vybz Kartel led the new millennium, as a matter of fact, that was the title of the song that made me famous, New Millennium, with me and Wayne Marshall. You know what I mean? So shout out to Wayne Marshall as well. Funny story, when I went to the studio that day and I said, Dan, I have a new song, but I don't have a hook for the song. Anyway, I recorded the song in a call Kanai, with a buckle of Kanai, and I didn't have a hook at the time. So Don Corleone said he's gonna let Wayne Marshall do the hook. And at that time, Wayne Marshall was a bigger artist than I was because I didn't yet get the break.
Really?
Yeah, so I was like, Dan, you're serious? You really ever get Marshall? And he must say, yeah, everything good. So the next day when I came to the studio, I heard Wayne Marshall on the hook. In the chorus, that's where we got the title from, because he said, this is a new millennium, a different thing I want. So, yeah.
So, Portmore Empire,
yes.
You put together a collective of people. And we know you are associated with Portmore Empire.
Yes.
And also Gaza.
Yes.
You know, right now everybody knows Gaza is in the news all the time. We're talking about really crazy stuff that's happening right now.
Yes.
But you chose the name Gaza for your movement. What is the difference between Portmore Empire and Gaza for you?
There's basically no difference, you know, because the community where I grew up in Waterford, that's Gaza. That's Gaza City.
So like an area.
It's like an area. So the area is split into 5 blocks. So at the first block, you have Boston and Mexico, because Jamaicans like to nickname the ends or their corners from international cities.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So you have Boston, you have Mexico, you have Flatbush, which is in New York. So you have a community called Flatbush, and mine at the very end of the scheme is called Gaza. So that's where that comes from. Portmore Empire is the name of the group.
Okay.
The entertainers. So we just mix them. They're one and the same.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
But that's a good distinction, because right now everybody's talking about you. So
true.
They want to know, should I say I'm part of Portmore Empire? I mean, they've made themselves part of you. Yes. All over the world, everyone thinks they're part of Portmore Empire, by the way.
Yes.
So I can either say I'm part of Portmore Empire or
Gaza Nation, because that's what we put the nation on it. So it's Gaza Nation or Gaza City.
Okay. So none of those two things can be wrong.
No.
And, you know, you create this movement, but you yourself came from a movement, right?
The alliance.
Exactly.
The amazing alliance. Yes, Bounty Killer, you know, myself, Wayne Marshall, Bling Dog. I mean, a lot of us were in the alliance. And that was an amazing time in my life. That's where I became famous, you know what I mean, and made my mark in the music. So, yeah. So I sort of paid forward by creating my own group, giving a lot of kids their break as well. You know what I mean? Because it's not like Bounty Killer grew up with me. You know what I mean? When we didn't have that personal connection. I just went to him with talent and he was like, yo, and he gave me my break. So that's what we did with most of the artists in Portmore Empire, with the exception of Lisa, because she's from Gaza.
Okay. But did Bounty play a role in inspiring you to do that?
Yes, that's what I'm saying, because he gave me the break. He gave Wade Marshall the break. He gave a bunch of us an opportunity to feed our families, to showcase our talent, and to become stars. So that's what I did. We just paid forward what was given to us. So Bounty Killer is a legend, and I did you that. Yeah, man.
And shout out to you as an artist, as a human being, as a person, for doing that, because it's not something every artist does. It's not.
Most artists don't. Most artists don't give new artists the break. So that's one of the reasons why Vybz Kartel and Bounty Killer has that love, and that that people look up to us in a fatherly way, because So, So.
Well, you said something very real. If we really come down to it, the human element of it, you gave other people the chance to feed themselves and their families.
True that. And it's a good feeling too, because even like when I went around Bounty Killer, I didn't have anything financially. Now I'm very, very, very comfortable. Just like Popcorn, Tommy Lee, I remember when all of them came around, Gaza, Slim, all of them. And now, they're making money, taking care of their families, and it's beautiful. That's how it should go, though. Spread the love, spread the energy. God is the greatest.
That is a lot of prayers and blessings for you, too.
Yes, I know. I feel blessed every day I wake up, even while I was behind bars. Because, this is Jamaica. Like, people die every day. So it's just a blessing to be alive, and it's a double blessing to be able to take care of the people around me. So, we have to give thanks every day, regardless of what we're going through. Could be worse.
When we think of dancehall, we know that it's a very competitive industry, like rappers.
Sure.
And sometimes Movado, of course, shout out to the Gully God, who also came from the Alliance once.
Yes.
One of the things I always remember him saying to me is, sometimes there's a storm, then there's a calm, and then there's a storm again.
True that.
And you've had and this happens in the music, but also with the artists and the people. Of course, You've had your time having storms with people like Bounty.
Yes.
I'd like to hear you say love now. Have you guys reconnected?
Bounty?
Yeah.
Even when we had our little feud, I always showed respect. Like I said, that's the man that made me famous. That's the man that made me very comfortable in life. And yes, since I came out, we talked.
Good.
Stuff like that. Yeah. Big up Movado as well. That's my bro. Since we came out, I've spoken to Movado multiple times, for hours at a time on the phone.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's an amazing feeling, man. But now, Vybz Kartel, the original Vybz Kartel, was the War Angel. Now, I'm just chilling. I'm not involved in any feuding. I don't think I'll go back there either. Leave that to the kids, man.
Okay, so there's some growth happening here.
Yeah, leave that to the kids. Don't get me wrong, I love clashing in dancehall, because, the same way I love boxing, I love, basketball, football, contact sports. So, for me, I think the clashing is a good thing, because clashing has been around in Jamaican culture even before dancehall. Sound systems used to clash. I'm sure Rob knows that. In the ska era, in the reggae era. And so dancehall is nothing new. We love that kind of, contact. So it's good for the music, I think. Even verses, basically, the Bounty Killer Beanie Man verses is one of the biggest.
Well, it was the best.
Exactly. So I have no problem with clashing. But now for me, I think that's for the kids, man.
Well, we talk about clashing is the essence of dancehall in some ways.
It is.
We talk about Sting. Let's talk about, we're talking about stage shows. Let's talk about Sting. You had some really great, I don't
know if great is the right word, but yeah.
Some epic clashes.
Epic clashes. Yeah. True.
People are still, young generations are looking up the epic clashes that you had and still vibing off them like they were. It gives you an exhilarating feeling.
That's what I like about it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, when I just came out early in my career, I clashed with Ninja Man, who at the time, I mean, he still now is a legend, but at the time was a legend. You know what I mean? Then I started feuding with Assassin, Spragga. I mean, big up Assassin and Spragga. Then Movado, then Bounty Killer, then the whole alliance. So, I mean, for me, I used to love that. Adrenaline it gave me, and, you know what I mean, the energy. Yeah, so.
But you happen to be kind of good at it?
Yeah, I should think so. You know what I mean? But yeah, now I'm just chilling, man. You know what I mean?
Well, you mean you just create a whole Gaza thing and we're like, I'm done with it.
Yeah, because remember, you know, like you said, it's growth, you know, and for me, like I said, I love clashing. And I would love to see like 2 of the new school artists like go at it. I mean, not in a violent, physically violent way, but like, yeah, musically. I mean, I love it. I mean, it is what it is. I love boxing. My favorite boxer is Tyson.
Oh, you watched the match the other day?
No, I didn't. Not yet.
Ooh,
you know what I mean? Because since I came out, you know what I mean? I'm in the studio, I'm in the Kim.
You got some things to do.
Yes, I got some
little things here and there.
Yes.
Well,
yeah, it is what it is.
You know, I don't think Sting really fully recovered once you stopped messing with it. And it was kind of, you guys put on such a, you know, and to be honest with you, my personal experience with Sting, I think the last thing I watched was the women clashing. I think Lady Soul, Macca, Spice. That was the last thing. And then, you know, and big up to the women, by the way, who are doing it in dancehall right now. What do you think of the females in this? In dancehall right now?
I mean, I love the females. You know what I mean? Vybz Kartel, as a matter of fact, there was this thing online the other day that says Vybz Kartel has the most collaborations with females in dancehall.
Is that right?
Yes, it is. By a city block. Vybz Kartel, I mean, Spice, Sheba, Kim, Indu, I mean, Lisa Hype, Gaza Slim, I mean, Angel, you name it. Like most women in dancehall have at least 1 or 2 collaborations with Vybz Kartel. Jada Kingdom, I mean, the list goes on. So, yeah,
well,
you got the woman there.
You've blessed a few. I mean, girls that have just had one feature with you have risen to, like, stardom, right?
Exactly. Even Gaza Indu, another true story and a fun fact. I was by Steven's studio and I recorded a song. Oh, the song got Cartel completely? Completely. Yeah, and I recorded the song, but it didn't have a hook. So me and Hindu been friends since I went to Father Romy's studio. She's not an artist.
Oh.
No, she's not at the time.
Okay.
So Steve was like, you know what, I think a woman would be perfect for the chorus, the hook. And he said he wanted his sister to do it, and I'm like, no, because she's more reggae. So I'm like, who could I find to do this hook? And I was just looking around and I saw Hindu and I was like, come here. Sing this. Yeah, and that was it. We drove to, I think, Ocherius, and I had her in the car rehearsing the hook. Drove to Ocherius, did the buzz on IRI FM, drove back to Kingston. She was in the car rehearsing. Then I brought her in the studio. And that's how that came about. Then I let her in Virginity. I gave her like 4 lines in the second verse. And that's when she became an artist. But all her adult life, she didn't have any intention to sing, to DJ, nothing. I just was like, yep, come.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's how that went.
Well, that's how dancehall goes. It's
exactly.
a vibe.
Thank you very much. It's a vibe. It's spontaneous. I love the spontaneity of it too. You know what I mean? So that impulsive thing. So yeah. Big up Indo. You don't know.
We can't leave out Spice because I've been interviewing Spice for a long time, and not once has she never mentioned you.
I did G that, man. Spice and the G, the Queen. And I've known Spice since forever.
Oh, really?
We grew up in Portmore together.
Okay.
Yeah, we grew up in Portmore together. You know what I mean? We had nothing together. We went through the ropes together. You know what I mean? We came on Sting as young artists together. And, you know what I mean? We became royalty together. So, big up Spice.
She was remembering the ramping shop. She said you just came, picked her up, and the rest is history.
Yeah, like I said, spontaneity, you know what I mean? And funny enough, story time again. So I got the Neo rhythm from Cutty from Copper Shop. That's a DJ, like, selector, yeah. He sent me the rhythm to do a dub plate. And I was like, Cutty, what kind of idiot rhythm this year? I said, come give me. And he must say, the teacher, the artist singer, near the planet. And me I say, anyway, I started listening to the beat and it, you know what I mean, it kind of grew on me because it had that dancehall flavor.
Why did you think it was an idiot rhythm?
Because it's just like, it didn't sound...
Dancehall.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I get it.
It has that pop feel to it. But when I listened to it over and over, it grew on me. And that's when the melody started to come. And then, you know what I mean, called Spice, hooked up at the studio, and I gave her the song. And she was like, we should have done a faster song. And I said, no, mama, I eat this, I did it. And sure enough, became one of the biggest hits in dancehall. I mean, even bigger than Neo's song in Jamaica in the Caribbean.
I was going to say, when that beat comes on, especially if you're in Jamaica or anywhere,
you don't know about Spice.
Yeah.
Until you hear, do you?
Yeah.
You're like,
that's the wrong one.
That's the wrong one.
I am sure that a lot of people haven't heard the Neo version.
Trust me, a lot, especially in like the Caribbean, Jamaican, you know what I mean, space. So yeah. That was an amazing hit. And since I've been in prison, me and Spice have hits again, Conjugal Visit, like Backway. So yeah, man, me and Spice, our chemistry is unmatched.
So how you think it's gonna go on Freedom Street concert?
I mean, we're gonna have to reconstruct the stadium when Spice hits the stage, because trust me, the people are gonna tear it down, man. like, it's gonna be amazing. Just think, even the other day I was saying on a video I did, like, this is the greatest assemblance of artists. It's like the Avengers. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So obviously I have to be Tony Stark. So
without fail.
Exactly. So Iron Man. And trust me, it's gonna be amazing, man. There's people well, I don't have to tell people to come out because they are already, but yeah. To miss is to this. It's gonna be amazing.
I don't know one person on the island who isn't like coming or hoping to come or wanting to climb over that fence. You've really, like, since the moment I land, I haven't been on the island since you've been here, and since the moment I landed, it's just cartel, Freedom Street.
Yes, trust me. And funny enough, you know, the two highest, the tickets that are going the most are the cheapest and the most expensive. Weird, huh? Like the pods and the bleachers. Yeah.
Well, that's great because you are the voice of the ghetto, and so the people want to be there because they've supported you from day one.
Yes,
you know, the people that can afford it can afford it, and they should afford it.
It's gonna be crazy, man. I mean, it's value for money. Because, like I said, we bring in the Avengers. You know what I mean? So, Thanos, careful. Yeah, but it's gonna be amazing, man.
So we're really excited about Freedom Street. I know that's coming up. We've talked about it. How's your health? How are you feeling?
I mean, I feel amazing. I mean, we're working on our health day by day, you know what I mean? So now I'm doing, what's the thing, Mooney? Yoga. Yoga? Yes.
Oh, can you do downward dog?
I can do some doggy stuff, but...
I know that stuff.
Okay.
You're in the lotus pose every morning now.
No, not every morning, but yeah. So I'm trying it out, you know what I mean? Still doing the whole medical thing, have some experts around, you know what I mean? We're doing our thing. We're rehearsing, we're in the gymnasium. So we had
a bit of a health scare recently. Everything is good with that?
No, that's not a health scare. That's clickbait. That's media hype, you know what I mean? So it is what it is.
That is good to know because I think everybody cares. And it's really quite nice that you have shared your health issues because there's a lot of people that try to hide that part of their lives because they feel they don't want to say, but I think you're helping so many kids and people by being open because people look up to you.
I mean, my life is an open book, you know. And contrary to popular belief, I am actually a human, you know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. My life is an open book. I have to share. Sharing is caring, right?
That's what the girls would say too. But on another note, we'll wrap it up. It's been a pleasure and honor. Thank you so much. I cannot wait for us to get into town again. I know the show's going to be amazing, but I can't just wait to witness history in the making.
Yes, trust me, it's going to be amazing, man. And, you know what I mean? Like I said, you know, God is the greatest. And, you know what I mean? We're working on it. You know what I mean? So, as a matter of fact, that's why I wear 2 watches now, because I'm trying to make up for lost time, you know? So, we...
Well, why am I not surprised that you got the last words in?
When you're in prison, you have time on your hands. So you just read and read and read and read. So, yeah. And also, I have a new book coming out about my time in prison.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Amazing.
Is there a name, title that you can share?
No, we don't have a title yet. As a matter of fact, I'm working with my co-author on the previous book, Voice of the Jamaican Ghetto. Mm-hmm. So when I was in prison, I had like tons of books that I just wrote down my thoughts in, wrote down what was taking place around me personally, things that I saw in prison, just wrote. So, like, I'm telling you about, like, literally about 70 plus books.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So we're going through, it's going to take a little time. So maybe by February, March, hopefully.
That soon?
Yeah.
Kartel?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, 2 watches. You know what I mean? We have time on our hands now, so we're just doing what we're doing. So look out for that book from the teacher.